What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, I want to give you my favorite cards in MLB The Show 21 Diamond Dynasty. You could use this as like a tier ranking or whatever. I just want to go through the cards and kind of give you my opinion on the ones that I really like, you know, where it's the middle of June, it's almost July. Looks like we're going to get a new James Paxton as well. I'm kind of curious to see what the other card is going to be for the new BR rewards next week. But I just want to give you my thoughts on some of these cards. Maybe you're thinking about picking up one of these cards or whatever. If you want like a long-term review on some of these cards, this is the video for you. Team Infinity 2 has been out for a little while. Let's first start off by talking about the collection rewards. Now, Chipper Jones has been fantastic. He's just been fantastic all year. Totally worth it, in my opinion, this year. In my opinion, it's always worth it to do them, but the collection rewards so far through June, I've had the game since April, they've really held up, and to me, they are really good. Now, your opinion might differ from mine. I'm just giving you my opinion, you know what I mean? And that's what makes these videos interesting. You don't have to agree with every single point that I make in this, you know what I mean? But for me, I should say, Chipper Jones has been fantastic all year. He's always been great in MLB The Show. He's been fantastic. This year's version is just crazy. 74 speed, everything like that. He's been great. And I really do like the other two rewards. I know a lot of people have soured on Alfonso Soriano. I still love this card. I don't know what it is. I just have always clicked to this card. I've always enjoyed it. I love his defense. I love his speed. His swing, it's not the greatest, but it's also not too bad for me for some reason. And, you know, 106 contact versus left, 119 power, 118 power versus right. Like, his power is insane. This card's just an absolute Hall of Fame warrior, to tell you the truth, because, you know, he's got lower contact, but his power is insane. I still love using him on Legend as well. I really like this card. I really have the whole year. I love playing him at second base. I love his defense in the outfield. I played him in center field some. I think he's been fantastic. And David Ortiz, honestly, might be one of the, if not, David Ortiz might be the best hitter in the game. Like, he's been solid all year. He's very dangerous. There was a point in time where I was starting to get a little bit tired of this card just because his defense at first base isn't the best, but it actually has been okay once you get him P5, get him up to that 60. Like, he can get that Olay animation down the line, but he's had a good swing the whole year, 121, 125, like 108, 108. He's just dangerous from both sides. He's got 43 speed, which seems like a lot for him. Just got to be honest, but he's a collection reward. They get a little bit boosted. He's been fantastic all year as well. So I really have enjoyed David Ortiz. I really do think it's worth it for you to do the live series collection. Like, it is. All three of these cards have held up the entire time, and they've been very good. So it's been a nice run with these collection rewards so far. Now, let's talk about some other cards. Mike Trout, obviously, he's been fantastic all year. A lot of people ask, like, should I plunk down the stubs to get Mike Trout? Yes. He's fantastic, especially the 114, 120. It's not as great with the 192 versus lefties, but the 114, 120 versus righties is just insane. His defense is okay. I would not put him in center field. There's too many hits that will drop in front of him when you play him in center field. He's like better for like right field or left field. He's just better for right field or left field, especially maybe right field, so you can put a left fielder that has like less fielding if you want. He's all right over in right, but in center field, I personally don't like him in center field very much. I think he needs somebody that has better fielding than he has, so he's like kind of that corner outfielder, but he's been fantastic this whole year. All right, so Trevor Story. Trevor, I've been enjoying this card. His swing kind of reminds me a little bit of Mike Trout. Not so much if you like zoom way out and you look at it, but if you look at it from the zoomed in view, 94, 108, 102, 92. And you get this card is paralleling very slow for me. He's very expensive too, but look at the fielding with 99 fielding and 99 reaction, 94 arm. It's pretty solid in and of itself. He's got good speed. He's really like a pretty well balanced player with a pretty good swing. So I've been enjoying using him as shortstop. I think it's worth it to pick him up, but he's pretty expensive. We're going to have to see what other shortstops that we get throughout the rest of the year. But he has been good. The BR rewards have been very, very solid this past time around with Story and without Leiter. We'll talk about the pitchers too, but Trevor Story's been great. So I do enjoy Trevor Story. Marcus Simeone. I got to say, like, he's been really, really good. Really good, especially on Hall of Fame. This card is a beast. Gets up to diamond fielding, 76 speed, which is good enough speed, really. Doesn't have a lot of the side-to-side range, even with the 91 fielding and 93 reaction. I'm not really sure what that is. Like, Soriano and Jackie have much better. I think it's because of the speed or something, but he's got a good swing. He's almost better versus righties with that 125, 96, but he still holds it down versus lefties. There's a lot of buzz about Byron Buxton, and rightly so, and there was not as much buzz about this Marcus Simeone. I feel like there's just less people that went after him, but he's really good. He's really, really good. So I would definitely pick him up if you could. I think that collection is probably a little bit cheaper than you might think, especially if you go through and you haven't done the moments. Like, those are good cards, so just something to keep in mind. I think he's really worth it to have. He's got a really good swing. Solid. I mean, just after using him for a while, he's solid. I have Jimmy Fox at catcher right now. I'm not really sure why. When I look at some of these stats for the catchers, like I look at Carlos Santana, he's pretty good, especially on Hall of Fame. Carlos Santana is real good. He's not bad on Legend either, but they're kind of comparable. And then Fox just has, I should say Santana has a lot better defense. He's faster. But Jimmy does have 118, 107, which is pretty lethal versus lefties, and he still has 94 power versus righties. And I'm not seeing a lot of people just use his card at catcher, and I get it. He's got 77 contact versus right. It's not going to be very good on Legend, but he's actually pretty dang solid. I've been using him more. There's so many good lefties in the game. He's got 118, 107 with like one of the best swings going back 3 or 4 years now, and I do like this card quite a bit. I do like this card. I got the cap in center field. Maybe we should talk about the cap for a little bit. So I got lots of different builds on the cap or what have you. But I got El Nino right now. Yo Adrian's really good, by the way. I mean, if you haven't done that one, it's worth it to do that one. I've just been using that El Nino because I'm lazy. I don't like to switch it every game. This build has 99 speed. He only has like 101 contact and like 111 power, but that's kind of good enough for me anyways. He's got 99 speed. He's got 99 stealing. He's got great defense, so he's been good. I like El Nino. Yo Adrian's really good. Obviously, the Hawk's really good too. Yo Adrian's really good for like a catcher. It's really good for a catcher as well, but it's not bad really anywhere that you put it. So those are the ones that you probably want to have at this point: the Hawk, Yo Adrian, El Nino. If you want to have the pitcher, make sure you pick up the Houdini. I don't think you really need the rest of them. The thing is, I was using the pitcher for a little while, and I do think it's really good. But I just started getting really bored with it, and I also faced someone that had my exact build, and I was like, man, this is like not almost like it doesn't even like feel fair, and it's not that fun. After a while, like just I don't know. Maybe towards the end of the year I'll have to do that when we have so many high-powered cards. But I think he's been good in center field, just because he's so fast out there. The caps are really cheesy. I don't know. I've loved the caps in the game for years. I really have. But I know that's not like a lot of people don't feel that way. But I would not be upset if they just like left Diamond Dynasty, honestly, and just stayed over and Road to the Show. Maybe once there's some kind of mode when we can take them from Road to the Show and use them online in some kind of like 3v3 type of wiffle ball mode or whatever, we've thought about for years in MLB The Show 21. I like having them. I think they're great for no money spent. You know what I mean? Like, that's a huge, huge thing that you can pick up. Plus, if we don't have them, what are we going to do with all the equipment? You know what I mean? Like, we're just going to do nothing with the equipment. Like, that's a huge thing to have in Diamond IC as well. Whether you like the caps or not, I mean, like, I like how the equipment actually works on. Maybe it will be in Road to the Show. I don't know. This is one of the first years I really thought that, like, I'm just kind of getting. I don't know how I got to this point, but I don't know. I'm like kind of over the cap. You know what I mean? I like having the actual players more. I don't know. Anyways, let's talk about Jim Thome. Haven't used him a ton. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I did not have him on my bench for a while. 120, 125. I felt like I struck him out a lot when I faced him. But yeah, he's back on my bench. So he's got a good swing. I'm gonna enjoy him coming off the bench. George Brett, I have been playing all year just because I'm a Royals fan. I mean, I don't see him ever. No one ever is using George Brett but me. It seems like he's got 110.94. I've been just trying to get him to parallel 5 just for the heck of it. Mostly a lot because I didn't use his card a lot last year. I didn't use it. I presented it. I got to present it from MLB The Show 21, and I didn't really use it at all. Mostly because I don't really try to get too sentimental when it comes to cards. I don't know why that is. I've never been the guy that builds the all Royals team. It's just not what I do. I can separate my real life fandom from Diamond Dynasty, and I have no problem with someone doing that at all. But for me, what I like to do is I just like to build the best team possible. But I would like to get the parallel George Brett. I still am a sucker for getting the parallel George Brett for whatever reason. Let's talk about Ryan Braun. I like Ryan Braun a lot. I do with that 125, 125. I don't like starting him with 103.79. I don't. And I don't like his fielding. His speeds, he's faster than you think. The 72 speed's faster than you think. That's a big difference between 50-some speed and 72. Big difference. But the 125 is great. There's been multiple times late in games he's pinch hit for me and hit home runs or hit a big hit to the gap. Ninth inning multiple times. Something about his swing is a little bit different this year. Kind of drops his hands. I don't know. It's real good. You could honestly start this card if you wanted to, especially if you put in a little bit of work and got his power versus right up. He'd be real good. Or got his fielding up, pretty close, and got his speed up a little bit. He's not that bad. I definitely think he's worth it. I think he feels better when I use him than the Troy Glass card. Glass's swing's okay, I guess. It's just not really one that I like or don't like. I don't focus on his swing when I use this card. I just don't. I just hope that I rarely even play this card anymore. I rarely play it because I'm gonna be going to Braun. That. I'm going to Braun. I'm going to Thome. I'm not really going to Troy Glass. He's just kind of chilling on the bench. If we got deep in a situation, I'd use him. Do you like him more? Maybe it's just me, but all right. Let's talk about Ronnie. Ronnie's amazing, y'all. Ronnie's amazing. This is one of the best team affinity cards. So I think we had Ronnie rated ahead. I think I had Cliff Lee, or I had Cabrera rated number 1, Cliff Lee number 2. I had Ronnie at number 3. I had that Jordan Groshans card at 4. I think I had Jimmy Fox at 5. But Ronnie is fantastic. So I think he's really held up as the best position player in Team Affinity 2. He's got one of the best swings. That 83 power might as well be 100. You can get him up to diamond fielding. His speed is the one thing that isn't really there, especially his power versus left. I guess his contact a little bit too. But he's got one of the better swings, and it's just he's great on defense at shortstop and at third base. So he's a really, really good card. Should have him. If you don't have him, you should have him. He's fantastic. So I've really enjoyed his card so far. So now let's just take a look at some more cards. Jackie Robinson. I've gone through some weird stages of Jackie Robinson as far as playing him a ton when I first got him, sitting him down, not using him for a while, playing him a ton again, leadoff spot. I think he's fantastic. And then I'm not using him again, and I really don't know why that is. I guess Simeone's kind of taking his spot. He's not even on my bench right now. He probably should be on my bench. You got to put in a lot to get this card. You got to put in a lot. He's got 90. I don't know why I'm not using his card again. It's just weird. Sometimes I feel like using him, sometimes I don't. I don't know where to put him right now. I just don't know where to put him. Do I Put him in, I guess I could move Soriano here and Jackie to left or something like that and take out Jimmy Fox. I think what it comes down to after a while is the 85 and 89 power. Maybe that's what it is. Like, sometimes it feels like he's got more power. You know, you play against him and he just blasts the home run. You love the contact on both sides. Maybe it's just like that. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm playing him. Maybe I'll play him again soon. Maybe I get tired of using his card from time to time. I played him at first base out the bench recently, and he was so bad on defense. It was really strange. Like, he needed to, like, throw. There was a hit on the infield, the guys at second base, and somehow he ran from second base all the way to home, and Jackie had plenty of time to throw it home. I don't know how I got into that situation where he was playing first base either. I don't know what I did to take out Ortiz. I don't know if it was a pinch runner or what the situation was, but anyways, he's in at first base and he just like had like the slowest animation throwing it home. And I probably should have him on my bench for Ronnie. Maybe I'm just like putting Ronnie on my bench right now to be cool and not like smart. But I don't know. That's Jackie for you. Like, some people probably love Jackie's card. I am just kind of like, sometimes he's awesome, sometimes it's one of those times, like, or one of those things. I'm not sure what the collection looks like right now because I haven't checked in a while. It's one of those things, if you want to get Jackie Robinson, which, why not? Do the content in Diamond Dynasty. But it's one of those things where you might as well just like wait until it's cheap. Don't go out of your way and pay don't pay like $500,000 for this card. Pay $200,000, you know, pay $150,000, $200,000, whatever it costs to pick him up like that. You know, he's pretty cool to have. He's got a good swing. He's got the great contact. He's got good power. He's got amazing speed. He's got good defense. He's got everything. I just don't know what it is. Sometimes I just don't like using his card as much as the other cards. I don't know. That's what this video is all about, right? Just me talking about random cards. Torre Hunter, I haven't used them that much, and I haven't seen him that much. That's pretty much everything I got to say about Torre Hunter. I like him, but he's got good contact and stuff versus lefties. I just don't see him very often. Dante Bichette, how is he held up? 102, 125, 97, 107. His defense sucks. I don't know what it is, but his defense sucks. I always noticed when I was playing with him in the field and when I play against him, it's just like, man, his defense is bad. Like, it's very noticeable him out in the outfield because your blue pits, you're like accidental, like, oh, I put a bad PCI on it. It just drops in front of him all the time. It's got a pretty good swing, you know, 125, 107. I think he's got a good swing. I don't really even notice it too much in strike zone. It feels kind of quick. There's some cards that have like a certain like follow through type of finish on their swing. He's got like kind of one of those. I'm trying to think of some other examples that are like it, and I can't off the top of my head right now. I apologize for that, but he's okay. I just feel like the only way you can use him is on your bench because his defense feels bad. It just feels bad. Joe Torre, we had him ranked pretty high. I did watch a video from Ochev recently where he was using him and he thought his swing was very quick. And I thought that was kind of intriguing. I do not like the 62 power versus left. I used them maybe like once or twice at the very start of Team Affinity too, because I like the 125 contact versus both sides. I don't know. I can't bring myself to put him in right now. I don't know. Steve Finley was cool all year. I just feel like his contact's so low. And something happened with my parallel of this card. Let me know if this happened to you as well. Actually, am I getting closer? I did get some more PXP. Interesting. I was stuck at 9.9, or I was stuck at like 9.8, 9.9 or something like that for a while. Somehow it's gone back up. I don't know. That's crazy because I thought I was stuck. But I probably could get this card to parallel 5. The only thing I don't like about this card is the 76 contact versus left on legend. Is just, it's not good. But he's not bad. He's actually pretty dang good. You see him a lot. He's got a pretty quick swing. He's 41 years old. I've never looked at the age on this card. He's 41 years old. It's pretty crazy. But he's been pretty cool. This is a good card this year. I don't know why I don't use him anymore. Sometimes I get bored using the same cards over and over again. Unless they're like really, really good. And I just really, really like to use them. Sometimes I just get bored having the same cards in there over and over again. Evan Longoria. I like this card a lot. Now, he kind of has the same finish on his follow-through as that, whatchamacallit, that Dante Bichette. I don't know what it is. It's got to be some kind of animation in the game. This card's actually really cool. I like this card. I like his defense. He's got decent enough speed. I love his swing. I'm not intimidated by only the 91, 98 and everything like that. I really like this card. I like Evan Longoria's card in this game. I never see Ricky Henderson. The most overrated collection reward for like I think it's the AOS or something like that. This card is just not even worth talking about, honestly. And Ricky Henderson's so cool, but I don't know. I don't like the Ricky Henderson card. Edgar Martinez, never really ever see him. I think I've seen him like once or twice. Just not much to talk about there. Groshon's really high on this card when it was released. This one, he's still pretty good. I'm just not seeing him as much lately in DD. You still see him here and there, maybe like once every 10 games. He makes an appearance. He's not bad. In fact, he hit a home run against me earlier today. I've been playing a lot of games like off stream, off recording, and stuff like that. Working on my game, trying to get better and trying to get these 40 wins for the next pack. I made the World Series like pretty fast, but I don't know. I love to play the game. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like to play off stream. Sometimes I don't like to record. I just want to play the game. Yeah, so he had a home run off of me today, but I don't know. Not seeing him as much. Ronnie's better, all right? Ronnie's better. Let's go get Ronnie. Harold Baines, I think he's got a really good swing. 112.95. Had him on my bench for a little bit. That's who I put Jim Tomey in for him. Got a pretty good swing. Defense isn't going to be good. This is like a good like bench bat if you want some more contact. Still a decent amount of power. Lou Gehrig, never see him. I never see him. Contact versus left and the power versus left isn't good. Too many people had the collections done to have Ortiz. I almost always just see like the collection reward Ortiz. I rarely see the other first baseman. Lou Gehrig is someone I never ever see. Carlos Santana. So let's compare him to like Jimmy Fox. He's got the low contact versus right. He's got more power versus right. He's got 99 contact left. He's got 88 power left. He's got one of the better swings in the game. He's got much better defensive Fox. 70-85 on a catcher is like a lot. It just feels like a lot. And so does 54 speed. I think he's got one of the better swings in the game. It's really weird. So when you play good with him, it feels great. When you play bad with him, it doesn't feel as good. I like his swing. I don't know, man. There's something about that low contact for him I just don't like. I don't know what it is. He's like one of the most... You know what, this card is so much like Jackie Robinson to me. It's like that kind of feeling. It's like where I like playing the card, and then there's times where it's just like, man, I don't want to play this card. It's very, very, very similar to that. It's very, very similar to that. So I do like the card. I'm holding on to it. If I need stubs, I'm probably going to sell it. Because, I don't know, did that just drop drastically from like 135 to 127 in the last 2 seconds? I don't know. Somebody rewind the video and let me know. Mickey Mantle, man. Mickey Mantle's cool in this game too. Like, that 118, 125 is legit. It really is legit. I should almost have his card on my bench instead of Troy Glass. I really should. Maybe I should do that. 82 speed, decent. It's just that 70-94 is bogus. It's the 70 is like, we're already trying to push it to the limit with Jimmy Fox, but man, that's low. And there's just no spot for him in the outfield. Like, where are we gonna play him? You know, I got the cap out there right now. When are we gonna move Soriano here and him over here? And I don't know. Our outfield's, this is a better outfield than what it would be with. I don't know. I guess you know what it comes down to. It really comes down to, is Jimmy Fox better than Mickey Mantle? No, which one would you rather have? I guess at this point, I'd rather have Jimmy Fox. I guess. I mean, I could platoon Mickey Mantle with someone else. But I got to tell you, I was using a lot of platoons, and platoons get exhausting. Like, it just gets exhausting having to switch the cards out, and it just wastes your bench. It does feel like it wastes your bench to a certain extent. It's hard to explain. It's just like, it's so much better when you don't have to platoon. You know, it just is. It's better when you don't have to platoon. All right, Byron Buxton is like one of the cards that is the most annoying card. I got Byron on my fantasy team. Good to see him coming back. Because he's such a good player, man. Such a good player. Like him and Mondesi and Steven Strasburg. Some of these guys just cannot stay healthy. Just can't stay healthy, and it's so sad. I feel terrible for them in a way. It's like they just always are getting hurt, but they're so freaking good. Anyways, for some reason, this is a card that I don't like to use and I hate to face. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I don't like to use him because I feel like his PCI is just not very... See, it's weird. I look at it in 98 contact versus left. 98 contact versus left. You also got to be careful with this card because he does have like... what does he have? He's got breaking ball hitter, day player, road warrior. He's got some like extra stats for him that give him some good boosts. Not just like, hey, he's got 97 power. He's got... whatever. He's got like those kind of like, ooh, he's playing on the road. Let's give him a little bit of boost of contact and everything. But anyways, it's really his defense. His defense is so annoying. That's kind of why I made my cap in center field the way I did. Because it's really annoying when they've got 99 fielding and 99 speed and 99 reaction. It just is. It just is. They go and take away all your hits in the gap. It's like almost more beneficial than whatever they got at shortstop. At least if they hit a ground ball past their shortstop, it's like a single. This guy goes and gets everything. He goes and takes away all your extra base hits, especially in a bigger field. You know what I mean? He just feels like he just will hit a home run against you. You know what I mean? You're just facing him. You're pitching. You're going through your spot. He's not like the 7th or the 8th spot. I've seen people like batting this card cleanup and stuff throughout the time. He's a very popular card. Very, very popular card. This is a good one that they chose for Player of the Month. And don't sleep on Marcus Simeone. I'm telling you right now, don't sleep on Marcus Simeone. That's a good card. But yeah, he's very annoying to face. I do recommend him for your squad. There's a lot of players, high-level players I see. And I play a lot. I try to play the best people possible. Even if I lose, I don't care. And it's making me better. It's working. Sometimes I get rocked. Sometimes I get rocked when I play. I might lose 7-1, and I just couldn't put the bat on the ball. Played a really good player this morning. Did really, really well against play. I'm playing against the people that are like 130 and 30, all right? And I'm like 145, 150, and 70, all right? And most of my losses are to really good people. I want to play them because I learned so much. I like to see who they're using on their team. I like to see how they pitch, their pitch sequencing, just their strengths and weakness. Where can I pitch? It's a great way for me to test out my cards. Can this player really hang? Or is this card just a card that, like, when I play someone that's, not as good as me, they just can, they do what they need to do. Like, you know what I mean? They're just like replacement level is a good way to put it. But Bucks is good, Hank Aaron, never see him. I think so. I don't really, there's no opinion to be had because I never see him. Ernie Banks, see him a little bit here and there now. He's kind of, for whatever reason, he's been phased out. He's just been phased out of the game. 125, 102 is still really good. Contact versus right's probably where he got phased out. Plus the lack of speed would be the reason, but he's not bad. He's way better than someone like Ricky Henderson. Way better. Johnny Bench, never see him. Never, ever, ever see him. I don't think I've seen him one time. I've used him one time just for the heck of it, just for fun, but never see him. Cal Ripken, never see him. Never, ever, ever. No, I think about it, like never see him. Not one time have I seen him being used as shortstop. Willie Mays, never see him. I gotta be honest with you, never see him. A lot of these cards from Team Infinity 2, they just have not gotten into that part of like the Hall of Fame and the Legends. Never ever see this card. Collection card. Rowe, see him now. I used to see him like all the time. You see him like every game. See him now with after he got that contact drop, he just goes like nobody has him anymore. I see him like once every 10 games. It's usually versus a player that's not as good as me or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say I'm the best. But there are times I can say like, yeah, I'm better. I got a better record, or I'm probably gonna win. I'm confident I'm gonna win. It's usually where I'm still seeing Rowe. He was awesome this year. He's awesome this year, but until he gets the contact versus right boost again, probably not gonna see him. But he'd be cool still in like All-Star. If he's playing All-Star, I'd pick him up because he'd be legit. Your 76 won't matter. You know what I mean? Never see Abreu. Let's just skip over that. Wow, he has 115 power versus left. Sam Huff, I see a little bit. I'd say he's like in the 1 out of every 10 games. I used him a little bit. I kind of liked using his card, and then I just stopped using his card about as quickly as I started. I used him a little bit at the start of this ranked season. I did like a team build. The video's up on the channel. It's a video where I did like the kitchen sink pack build, I want to say. And I was like, all right, I'm going to use Sam Huff because I haven't used him yet. And I just want to see what it's all about because he's got, good power and he's got good fielding, good arm. Just let's throw him out down in the A spot, see what happens. I don't know. He's like just whatever. Tony Gwynn, don't ever see him. I love 120. I like the contact cards for some reason, though. I like the 125 on both sides. I liked using Johnny Damon when I was using him, too. Don't use him anymore, but I did like using him for some reason. I do. I think he's got a good swing. He just doesn't have power. This is Vlad Jr. I didn't like his swing, but then we just had those recent tops now moments, and I actually do like his swing now. They got his swing captured a lot like how it is in real life, so I do like that. If we ever get like a... if you ever get to like a lightning player or something like that, this one's okay. He's having such a great season. That's where I'm going to leave that. Fernando Tatis Jr. I love this card. It's a great card. You see it every so often still. Maybe like 1 out of every 8 games. See it? Definitely. It's just like he's got 99 arm and 97 speed and good defense. So, and you can play him at a variety of spots. You play him short, play him at second base. He's got good hitting. You know what I mean? He's got a good swing. What is his quirks this year? What does he have? He has night player, homebody, first pitch hitter, breaking ball hitter, rally monkey, fighter, and situational hitter. So really, he's got first pitch, breaking ball. I don't know. He just doesn't have like a ton of contact, especially versus left. But so this is a card. What you do with this card is you keep an eye on it, and you see when he's playing up with his contact and his power versus left. That's when you use this card, right? He's almost got 100 power versus right, and he's got 86 contact, which is fine. So he's playing like really high versus righties today, but Miguel Cabrera, I've never used this card once. I got him out of the first event. I've held on to him, and he's on the opposite of what you would think. He's actually gone down in price. What a fail on that. Like I held him. Usually these event cards go up in price. Who knows what the market's going to do sometimes. Held on to this card all year. Never used him one time, and he just fell in price. Should have sold him back then. Never see Bryce Terang. Let's just keep it at that. Ron Paulson, never see him. Honestly, never see him. He's not bad. He just doesn't have a lot of power. You know what I mean? Just doesn't have a lot of power. There's better options. Never have seen this card one time. I don't know. I just never seen that card. Larry Dilby, I'd see sometimes a long time ago. I haven't really seen him in a while. There's nothing really crazy there. Never see Gary Sheffield, Sam Musial, Bill Jones, Soler. I haven't seen this card in a really long time. It's got great hitting stats. The fielding's absolutely abysmal. His fielding sucks. So there's no reason to ever put him in the outfield. But I don't know. Maybe I should put him back on my bench. I just haven't been thinking about it. The 87 contact is low, but dang, that contact and that he'd be incredible, like on All-Star and Hall of Fame. Maybe I should put that card back on my bench. Mookie, never seen him. It's too bad. I wish he had more hitting stats, to be honest with you. Maybe you just got to go on a tear IRL. Let's see. Nothing really to say about. Got this new Dave Parker. It's just these cards is just like collection. Same with Ramon. What a weird card this is too. 49 and 125 with the contacts. That's like got to be one of the most drastic swing. Or it's like that's almost like that Gary Sanchez card, right? Cedric Mullins might not be too bad of a pinch hitter versus righties because he got 79 speed on him. It's not bad. He's having a great season this year. Aaron Judge, phased out. Never see him. I like this card a lot. This Wisdom card. This card is like real nice. Real nice swing. Look at all that power. You can play him in third and you can play him in right field. He doesn't have good fielding in right field necessarily. It's like okay. Like you're going to want to play at a small park. Ship it. created stadium, something like that. Don't have him have to go run around in like Kauffman Stadium or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, you could always put him in third too. This is a very good budget card. Like, this is a fantastic budget card. I recommend this card. He's got his swing feels real nice, and he's got good hitting, and he's got top. You know, he's 106, 109 type of power. So I think he's real good. All right, I think he's real good. Brandon Crawford, never see him, but what remember I don't know if you saw this gameplay on my channel, but we did have like a team affinity team build, and he took outlighter left on left home for a home run. He's got a great swing. Posada is still so dangerous. This card is a very Buxton-y to me. He just scares me. He's so scary at the plate. Plays way above his stuff. Still one of the best catchers in the game. Still one of the best. You could even say he's the best catcher. I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, he's really, really good. Really, really good. All right. The rest of these cards, nothing. The rest of them, I'm just gonna say something if I want to still say something about them, as far as position players go, because we still gotta talk about the pitchers. Gary Sanchez. You know, that 38 contact versus left, I just get lazy. I get lazy, and I don't want to take him out for the platoon every time, but he is really good. I don't know why I don't use him as much. Jesse, he's really, really good, too. Both these cards are good. If you have them in someplace on your team, I have no problem. Let's see. Is there anybody else I want to talk about in here? Let's see. Santander's still a beast on it, by the way, too. If you haven't picked up his card from Team Affinity, pick up that card. Let's see. Anybody else in here? I'm thinking we're getting to the point where, you know, either I don't see the cards anymore, or we don't really have anything that we need. I always love J-Ram, by the way. Except for his contact versus right's way too low now. That's way too low, 66. That's too low. Vlad's playing up to a 99. This card is not that much different than that other card that we just looked at. How does he only have 90 power? Some of the you gotta really earn your rating in the live series, you know? It's like you really gotta earn that. This card probably wouldn't be too bad. It's Chris Davis. As like a bench bat with 92, 122. Probably be real solid, honestly. Juan Soto, keep it out. How much does he even go for? This card would be a really good budget card, really good, man. Because a lot of times he plays way up versus righties, like way up. Like he'll be playing, 110. So keep an eye out for him and just stick him out in left field. And his defense sucks, but his defense feels better than someone like Dante Bichette. And I can't explain why, because he's got a lot less speed and a lot less fielding. So that's what it is. The Bobby Dalbec card. I love Bobby Dalbec's swing. Do I want to talk about anybody else in this? I think I'm pretty much good. I don't use a lot of like gold cards or low diamond cards personally. Well, as far as like hitters, the pitching's a different story. But the hitters, I don't really use that because I don't really play a lot of BR. I got to be honest with you. I love playing like legend rank seasons. That's what I like to do. All right, let's get into the pitchers. I actually should go through here before we talk about the pitchers too, so I can talk about some of the cards that I don't have that you might be thinking about. I did not think about doing that. All right, so I did get Vita Blue when I got the World Series. I used him one game against a very, very good player, and he kind of got knocked around a little bit. We were playing on Legend, and I practiced a ton with him offline before I used him too, trying to get down his motion. I don't know what it is about this card, but I love the H per 9. I just didn't like using him. I'm almost at the point where I just don't like the four seam fastball, curveball, changeup, slider anymore. I just don't like it. I'd much rather have the sinker and the cutter and all that junk that you see all the time online, and there's good reason for it. It's just, I don't know. There's certain cards, and we'll get into more of the pitchers later. Even like Gossage, and even like Rob Dibble, like some of these cards that don't have like the sinker and the cutter and all that jazz with all like the they're just so much easier to use than this 4-seam curveball. Like where I got a dot, at least curveball, and I got a dot, a change up. Like the other ones are so much easier to use. Like he's good. I'm sure I'm gonna face him, and I'm probably gonna struggle. He's gonna go into like the category of like Byron Buxton and probably who's somebody else. He's gonna go into that category of like very difficult for me to face, but I don't like using them. You know what I mean? David Justice. So I wanted to definitely get this in the video. I have not used him yet. I faced him a little bit. If you're going to select someone, I have not used him. I would probably select David Justice in this pack first over Vita Blue. I probably would. I haven't used them. I'm curious to use them. I can move my cat back to catcher, I suppose, and then move like Soriano to center field and put David Justice on left. I kind of like having a better defense right now in my outfield, but I do play in smaller parks, so it is what it is. I'm intrigued by this card. I think this card's probably pretty good, especially with 70 fielding and 53 speed. I'm intrigued to use this card, all right? I'm intrigued. I don't have a good read. I faced him a little bit. He's hit a home run off of me, but I haven't used him myself, and so until I use him myself, I've only seen half the story. I've only seen them against me. I've only seen other people use them, but I haven't used them myself to see if I like them, and that's important. You know, sometimes you face them, and it might intrigue you to use them. Make sure you use them. Get your own opinion. Outlider's been great. I guess we could go through some of these pitchers like this too. Outlider's been great all year. I think he's the best starting pitcher in the game. Sometimes, is it possible to knock him around? Yeah, I mean it's possible. You can knock around anybody if you're locked in enough, right? But I think he's been really good. I had some crazy stat with him that I noticed when I was looking at this today. I have 73 strikeouts with him and 1 walk. I've also lost 4 times, but I don't care. You know, I still really like the card. When he's got energy, what you always want to think about with your pitchers is like when they have energy, do you want to use them? You know, if they got energy, do you want to use them? And when Outlider's got the energy, I'm like, all right, sweet. It's Outstart. I can't wait to use him. Fergie, he's all right, I guess. I used him 1 time. He's all right. Not in my top 5, but he's all right. But, you know, he's got slider, sinker, all that, forkball. He's not bad. Not bad. I don't know if he's worth 83K. Grady, used him for a while. I'm just too lazy to platoon. I don't like the Dennis accuracy. I just don't. I haven't liked him last year. Or I didn't like him last year, and I don't like him this year. He just throws too slow. Some people probably are better with him or whatever. I don't know what it is. I just don't like that card. Troy Glass is, he's all right. Really like his swing. He's going to be really good. I don't know. I got him for the 125. That's basically it. We already talked about Mike Trout. He's fantastic. Seager, he's going, what? He's actually jumped a little bit in price, like 2,000 or so. He's been around 79. It's not bad. We know what Seager is. He's the left-handed version of Evan Longoria. That's what he is. Sean Green, a lot of power, good swing. He's basically Grady Sizemore. If you know, he's just Grady Sizemore. We talking about Story. We talking about Braun. Matt Wieters. Rarely see him. Rarely. Like once in a blue moon you see him. He's got the good contact versus left, and there's a lot of lefties. It's just the contact versus right is, you know, it sucks. Catcher defense, that's fantastic catcher defense, but it's not that important either. Reggie Jackson, you know, you'd think I would see this card more like pinch hitting, but I don't. I really don't see this card. I don't see him, and no one's using him. I don't know. Brian Roberts, haven't been seeing him at all. This card, I guess, has got a pretty good swing throughout the time. I know Healy was always really good with him. I don't know. I never see him. We talk about Santana. I never really see Jason Bay. Never see him. I should say never. I say like 1 every 20 games I see Jason Bay. DeGrom just got that outlier. I haven't seen him since he has the outlier. I'm glad he's got the outlier. It's going to help him out. He still needs more control. A lot more control. I don't know why his control is so bad. It's just like you really got to earn it as a live series card unless your name's like Mike Trout, and then you're just way above everybody else. Dibble's at 94K. I swear I didn't. But there's no way out. What is the? Wow. So he just gone up like tremendously? He took a huge jump on like 6'9" to 6'10". Huge jump. Wow, he's gone up and up and up and up in price. That's crazy. Never see Adam Dunn. I never see this card. Point blank. Lee Smith's all right. It's all right. Used him a little bit. I actually don't have him on my team anymore. I don't have him on my team. It's okay. He's not bad. I don't have a problem with having him in your bullpen. I just don't right now. Cliff Floyd, have not seen him used much. We did a video with Ron Guidry. Pitched all right in the video too. He was in that kitchen sink bill. Go check that out. There's Mantle. Never ever see Verlander. I forget this card's even in the game, but I never see Verlander. I've seen Martinez one time, and we hit him real well, I thought. It's in the kitchen sink pack as well. I still have George Brett for some reason. Never see Pee Wee Reese. Greg Maddux. My stats with Greg Maddux are crazy. I'm 6-0 with him with the 3 ERA. That's probably like better than any pitcher that I have. I don't like to pitch with him just because he pitches kind of slow as far as like his speed, but he actually is really good. He just feels like maybe he's just been fortunate. For some reason, he feels like he goes about 4 or 5 innings, but he's really good. He's really good. He's real good. Joe Morgan, nothing. Biggio, never. I mean, never. I've never seen Joe Morgan once. I've maybe seen Biggio once or twice in like 200 plus games. Never. I don't think I've ever seen Garrett Anderson. Some of these guys is like never even see them. Eddie Matthews once or twice. Fernando. And so do I still have my Fernando? Maybe I do. Let's see. I still have one. I sold him a little while ago, then I picked him back up, and he's kind of stayed around the same price. I'm 11-6 with him. I just don't like using it. You know, it's the screwball and the circle, and the screwball and the circle gets so boring to pitch with him. He's really effective. He's just boring for me to use. King Lofton, never ever see that card anymore. Never see AJ Burnett anymore. Haven't seen Olerud. Plesac, this is probably the most overrated card in the game to me. I think that card's so bad. I love Dan Plesac as a commentator, but his card in MLB The Show's really bad. Never see Clemente. I can't wait till we get to a better Clemente, like a faster Clemente. Like give us like 80 speed or something and some more power. He's gonna be cool if he gets something like that. If he has like the 93, it is what it is. But I feel like they've got to do something. They'll have something for him. He's gonna be something where it's like for free. It's gonna be like a program type of thing. You know, he's gonna be an inning boss. That would be my guess. All right, Nolan Ryan, never see him ever. Never ever see him. There's nothing there. Never see Larkin. Let's see. Where are we at? Tatis, talked about him. Dallas Keuchel. I don't know. He's got a sinker and a slider. What I really like is a sinker is when it's fast. When it's like 95 plus. When it's 95 plus sinker, it's so much better. Votto, never see Votto. Cole. It's just a collection card. It's so expensive, but it's just a collection card. Never see Prince. Look how Lou Brock is super expensive. Super expensive. It's crazy expensive. He's really like, isn't he way up there in value? Like 116. It's crazy. Never see him. No one ever uses them. R.I.P. Lou Brock. No one ever uses them. Sandberg, Cabrera. No one uses them. No one uses Seaver anymore. Never see Seaver. Still really doesn't have that bad of stats, honestly. But it just feels like he gets knocked around. Whenever they got that four seam as the primary instead of the sinker, it's just not as good. It's not as good. It's like a wasted pitch for that four seam being at their top pitch. Never see Markakis. Never see Pudge. Wainwright, I've taken out of my bullpen. Wainwright, it's just the H49's too low. He's really good, but it's just like he's not. I don't know. Mike Schmidt. Never see this card. He's got a bad swing. Never see Vlad. Instead of saying never see, I just feel like you never see Billy Wagner either. Mike Hampton's really good too. If you need a good card, there's a lot of people that uses Mike Hampton. So I don't know what it is. There's just a lot of people that use that Mike Canton that are like, not a lot, but he's definitely a good card. All right, he's definitely a good card. I'm gonna just cruise through some of these because I want to get to some of the pitchers on my actual team, and then I'm gonna finish up with the video. I never see Adley anymore. Is there anybody that I'm just gonna be like to get the video over with? And Jerry. Well, that'll be in my pitches. Jerry's is nice. Let's see. Anybody else in here? If I'm not talking about them, they're probably just somebody you don't need to worry about getting too much. You know what I mean? Somebody it's just, I don't know how to put it. They're just, it's not that they're irrelevant. It's just that it's not like somebody you need to even focus or worry about one way or the other. You know what I mean? All right, let's get into my pitchers. All right. Here are my pitchers. We talked about outlier already. Corbin Burns. I took him out of my rotation for a little while, and that was stupid. To be honest with you, he's really, really good. Really good. Good control on the sinker, cutter, and the slider. Changeup and curveball not so much, but they can really upset. This is a great legend pitcher because the sinker and the cutter are really fast. Like he's got like his sinker goes like 97, 98. It's really good. He's fantastic. He's still fantastic now. So I do recommend Corbin Burns. Get him with that Buxton. He's fantastic. You know, another player that has a really hard sinker is Tom Glavin. His sinker goes like 95 plus for me now because of that parallel 5. I still really like this card. This card can get hit around a little bit, I guess, but he also can be really, really good still. Really good. So I do still like Tom Glavin quite a bit. He's pretty much been in there since the beginning, and I think he's going to be in there for a while. Like he's pretty good. I'd say out of all these though, like Tom Glavin, if he has the like, let's say everybody had max stamina, and I was going to put them in an order, I'd probably go something like this. Lighter, I don't know, I might even go like this at times. I really like using the Burns right now again, but lighter Burns. I really like using Cliff Lee a lot. Cliff Lee is actually one of my favorite cards they've added to this year's game. He's really fun to pitch with because he's so accurate. He's got such a smooth motion. I really like pitching with Cliff Lee's card a lot, even more than Cabrera. Cabrera is amazing though too. We drilled both of these predictions. I mean, it is obvious, but they're both really good. Cabrera's sinker is such a problem. Like he's really, really good too. You know, he's got that plus sinker. He's got the slider. He's still got the curveball and change. He's got everything you'd want. You know what I mean? But you can see I'm really all about the sinker now. The sinker and the cutter. At least the sinker and the slider, and sinker is your primary pitch. I don't want to use the other ones. I don't. You know. I don't want to mix Vlad's pitches. The only way Vlad is even usable when I think about it, well, I don't know. I'm gonna overstate things by saying that, but I don't know. I'd rather have the 250K stubs. I'll buy Vlad when he's like 70K or something. You know? Does that make sense? Maybe he won't go down that low. I don't know where we're gonna hit the plateau of. Okay, they're not going to this point anymore, but yeah, it is what it is. That. Anyways, Roy Oswalt, don't use this card. Card gets rocked. Do not use this card. At 79, ace for 9 is pathetic. We need a better Roy Oswalt card at some point. It reminds me of old school. You know what happened with Cliff Lee? If you just got the game this year, Cliff Lee was around like 65 ace per 9 for like 2 or 3 years. Just completely unusable. You know, it's just like, you don't even blink an eye. To use that. Imagine somebody with like 120 contact, 120 versus 65, you know, for the ace for 9. That's kind of the way I always look at it, right? You know, what's the contact versus the ace for 9 and all that stuff. So yeah, Roy's just not usable. I've knocked around this card literally every single time I faced him. Knocked around. I never see Tanana anymore. Never see this card anymore. It's just the 4-seam thing, you know, like you gotta hit the curveball and the changeup and the sweeping curve too much. Eventually people just hit fastballs. You can make them 110 miles an hour. Eventually people just hit fastballs, and it's too hard to spot the off speed. And you can spot like a sinker and a cutter like it's off speed with speed. You know, that's the name of the game, moving pitches with speed. Quinn Chryster, knock him around every time I see him. I knock him around. Jacob deGrom, have not seen him since the outlier. Don't need Mark Pryor. Greg Maddux, recommend. Never see Gray. I don't think I've faced him one time. Never see Wheeler. Garrett Crochet will stymie me for an inning or two, but he's never been able to beat me. I'm probably like 5-0 versus Garrett Crochet. I've used him one time. I enjoyed using him. I think I got the win. I pitched 5 innings with him, 1.8 ERA. He had 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's not bad. I'd rather use Garrett Crochet probably over Levita Blue. I don't know. Maybe not. But I pitch better with them. Never see Shane. Never see Brandon Webb. I don't know. I guess you can get up to 88, 87. If you got him to parallel 5, it's going to take you a long time to do so. He's got 99 on the sinker, 99 pitch break on the sinker, but it's a slow sinker. I guess. It would go up in speed. What's Burns have just stock? He's got his stock at, I don't know if that's stock. I don't know if that's like added with my parallel, and that's what that means. Like you get it on the first 2 pitches. No, that's not what it is. That's just signaling that it's fast. That's all it is. So he's got like a fast sinker. So I don't know. Brandon Webb, no. Bob Feller, never see him anymore. He always gave me problems. His motion is tough for me to pick up for some reason. Never see him. Kluber, I was thinking this card was going to be good. This card actually kind of sucks. He just throws it so slow. So I pitched really well with him when I've used him. But when I faced him, I've knocked him around. The 113, whatever, It's just he's so slow. His pitches are so slow that like on Legend I have enough time to time it up. You know what I'm saying? I have not seen Hershiser in a while. Still could probably be kind of effective. It's just low H per 9. He's just not like in the top 5. That's what it starts to come down to. Anybody else I want to talk about in here? Anybody else? Some of these at this point, I never see this Sixto Sanchez anymore. Look how low. Dude, the H per 9, it's because the H per 9 and K per 9 are way too low. He was pretty good. I think we kind of nailed that prediction. He's pretty good. Like early on, just looking back at some of our like team affinity predictions. Is there anybody else? Man, I never see. What's Grayson got? Man, doesn't really have that. Does he have a fast sinker? This card's probably really underrated. This card's probably really underrated. Just looking at it now, I gotta say. I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about. Don't really ever see like lower tier starting pitchers really. Maybe someone to keep an eye on is this Ohtani, because like look at his H per 9 and K per 9. I saw this the other day. I was like, whoa, that's some crazy H per 9 and K per 9 for a starting pitcher. And he's got low control, but I bet he controls pretty well. To be honest with you, with pinpoint, it's what it is. He doesn't have outlier, I don't think, though. No, he doesn't have it. I don't know. Just something to think about. Anyways, let's look at the relief pitchers. All right, Arolas is still the best relief pitcher in the game. There's nobody that you would rather face less. Like, he's fantastic. He throws it so hard. He's got the really hard sinker. He's got the slider, which is way slower than the other pitches. It just feels so slow. And the splitter, he's so difficult to time up. He's the best. This is a must-have card. Like, this is the first card you should go get. 24K to 28. Gotta have him. I think the next best relief pitcher in the game is this Marianna Rivera, because he's got the cutter and the sinker and the slider and the changeup. He's got all that stuff, and it's like it's not like a super slow sinker. It's not super fast. He's just got a really good cutter. He's got all the good pitches. He's got good control on all the pitches. He's got a good break. So he's probably my second favorite. Rob Dibble, I don't know. There's sometimes you can just crush Rob Dibble. It's just a four seam. It's a slider and a cutter. I mean, if they got a really late bat, I don't know. You can mix it up a little bit. He's all right. All right. I'm just not as excited to put him in the. If everyone's got fresh stamina, Not as excited to put in Rob Dibble as like Rivera or Chapman. Not even close, really. I really would almost rather use like Jerry's over Rob Dibble, just because he's got the outlier sinker that goes really fast and that can play more easily. It's going to give me more strikeouts. Josh Hader really has become a very viable option. Tons of H per 9 and K per 9. I know he's only got the 4-seamer slider and the changeup, but lefties are tough to come by right now for the bullpen until we get like the really good Billy Wagner. They're tough to come by. All right, so I do like Josh Hader. I've always liked his motion in the game, and he's got the changeup now, so he's even better. He's got to be in your bullpen right now. I wonder if he went up in price or anything. No, he's pretty cheap. Gossage, I don't know, man. Gossage is okay, but people can rock out. I'm always nervous. I don't. Does he have bad control? Yeah, he really does on like the slurve, the sinker, and the changeup. Doesn't have like a ton of break. I don't know. He's all right. We need the better Gossage too. You know. We need the better one. We need the better Gossage. We need the better Wagner at some point. So he's okay. Dibble and Gossage are the players that I'd rather use when I'm up like 8-2 or I'm down like a lot of runs or something like that. Like high leverage situations, I'd rather use probably like Jerry's. But these cards I actually really like using a lot, and these are gold cards. Jake Demon's amazing. He's really, really, really good. He's been good all year. And it's like his sinker, I don't know what it is. What's his control? He has terrible control, but he's got really, really good break. And he throws dots anyways. He's tough to pick up. I think he's really, really good. He's got 34 strikeouts, 2 walks. Must have. He's the second best left in me. Goes Chapman, and then it goes Diekman. And I like Shane Green a lot, too. I really do. I haven't been using him with somebody who's got the sinker, the cutter, and the slider. I really enjoyed using his card all year. Well, not all year, but since I started using it, I really have enjoyed his card. So I almost trust these cards as much as any of the other ones. As much as the Dibble or the Bridge Gossage. They're both really good. Lee Smith, like I said, I don't use him anymore. Wainwright, don't use him anymore. This card, not very good. John Franco's pretty good. I just don't like using him. I don't know what it is. I just don't like using John Franco. I don't know what it is. T. Huff throws really slow. Darren O'Day, same thing. All right, he's got the sidearm, but it's still really slow. So I'm not scared of that. And same thing with Sergio Romo. They just throw too slow. Like, it's really slow. It's 89. That's nothing. Like, there's a huge difference between 89 and like 95 plus. I never see that Bruce Sutter card. Never see him. Let's see. Anybody else we're talking about here? I always think that for some reason this card is the most random card. I got away with pitching with what I did with him, so I'm not going to use him anymore. But he gave me 5 innings with a 0 ERA and 6 strikeouts. But I'm not going to use him. I never see this Kenley anymore either. Look at that terrible pitch control. I don't remember it being like that, but I don't know. Sometimes he feels kind of unhittable, and so, like, I never see him anymore. Sometimes he kind of feels unhittable, and then sometimes you just feel like, oh, here comes the comeback. I guess I'm a little bit intrigued still to use like a Wade Davis. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit still intrigued by Wade. I just think the sinker control sucks. Shane Green's motion feels a little bit better. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This video is now almost an hour, so I hope you got something out of it. I just want to talk about some cards, so I made a YouTube video about it. Subscribe if you'd like to subscribe. Hit the like button, all that. Yeah, have a good one. Peace.